can.
On the website, I was not informed directly that the website would not be working as the way it was supposed to. Had I been informed, I wouldn't be going out saying, boy, this is going to be great.
Those were the top 5 losers of 2013. We're going to list the winners in the next segment. We continue over. By the way, you can continue over to Facebook and send us your comments, tweets, hashtag Hannity. And Allison, what do you think? Who's the biggest loser?
Out of all of those, the biggest loser is the American people. After all of that, literally this year was a revelation to them. And I think, honestly, to see the same president that was willing to see the government shut down because Republicans in Congress were going to delay Obamacare, turned around and delayed Obamacare himself alone without Congress, bamboozled people. And you wonder why we have low disapproval ratings of the president. No one trusts the government. 2013 was a pretty rough year for this administration.
Michael?
The American people lost.
We were talking about, whether or not Obama was the biggest loser, whether or not he's collapsing. I think Obamaism, or his sort of view of liberalism, which is that government can do big, great, wonderful things, I think that was the biggest loser of 2013, because I think the website sort of revealed that even if you get everything set up, you get all the votes in for push the legislation through, when you actually have to implement it and get it started, it completely fell apart. I think his vision of government really lost in 2013.
Stefano.
I think the biggest problem is those that continue to defend these things, to defend the IRS scandal, to pretend like it's not a problem, to write off and become apologists for an overbearing, intrusive government.
You're saying the media that covers for him? Is that?
No, I'm saying anyone who defends it. Dennis Kucinich, I don't agree with a lot on him, but at least when the NSA scandal happens, he comes out and he calls it. Do not understand people who continue to defend Obamacare, who continue to defend the IRS scandal. I was one of the people targeted. Don't tell me that was not a malicious intent on the part of the people who thought I was the political opposition. It's morally reprehensible.
Before we get to Basil, one of the bigger losers, too, is your voice, which is half gone. So we lost half the voice. Basil.
Listen, I actually agree. I think the American people are the biggest losers for something we haven't talked about. The fact that 85% of this country wanted changes in gun control, and Republicans voted against that. As we get into the end of this year, early next year, I think the president is winning, because after the shutdown, miraculously, things are actually getting done. We've got filibuster reform, and we've got a budget.
A budget that is going up. A budget that's not in balance. A budget that's headed to $25 trillion in debt on top of the $90 trillion in unfunded liabilities.
We can all agree that the rollout wasn't the best, right? We can all agree there.
The plan isn't the best. The plan isn't the best, and the plan isn't what we were promised.
The law, but
that's
in
a
the
bigger
law,
story.
Congress didn't allow us to enforce the law. The insurance companies are not allowing us to
it's their fault.
That's why people are losing their insurance.
All right. Todd Starnes, Fox News Radio. Hi, Todd.
I believe that President Obama is the biggest loser here. I mean, this is a man whose administration tried to audit Billy Graham, for crying out loud. This is the man who tried to make politics and play politics out of the George Zimmerman trial. And most importantly, I think, this is a man who has a Ron Burgundy problem, Sean. If you put it in the teleprompter, he's going to say it. It should have been a question mark and not a period in that statement.
Gene in the back. Hang on. Gene hasn't spoken yet.
Yeah, no, I have to say, I think everybody can agree that the biggest losers are the young people in this country. I teach at a college. Try to get a college education this year. Iona and NYU now, too. But try to get a college education if you are not of means, if you are not wealthy. They are going to be paying for our failure to make tough decisions on the economy. They're the ones who will pay for health care. I am a supporter of Obamacare.
Whoa. I was just going to say, you've been on this program defending this monstrosity.
I defend it, but the truth is young, healthy
But the young people you say are losing in this.
They absolutely are.
The young and healthy are paying for the old, the sick, and the uninsured.
They absolutely are, and in so many ways.
Wait a minute. Why do you support that?
I support Obamacare because I also understand that the uninsured in this country, people with preconditions, need help. I don't think it's the best way, but it's at least better than what Republicans have offered.
CBO says under Obamacare, 30 million Americans still remain uninsured.
And talk about, you said earlier, is President Obama the Messiah? No. Young people were supposed to be the savior of this plan. That's why we are not signing up. We can add, at the very least, everyone in your class can.
Notice how you say we, you don't include me. The old guy with gray hair.
Those among us who can.
Young people were supposed to.
We're not stupid. Young people are not stupid. It rested on our backs the whole time.
You know what?
Sheer celebrity wasn't going to sell us on a bad deal.
By the way, you know what they're telling you? Go home at Christmas and tell your kids to sign up.
In a onesie, dude.
I'm like, I could see the kids throwing the turkey wings.
You're covered through the age of 26 at least.
All right, we got to take a break.
For Obamacare.
I could see. Where was Miley Cyrus? She was busy twerking. Yeah. All right, we'll come back. Now that the losers are out of the way, time to meet the top 5 winners of 2013. By the way, that includes all of this audience. Did you make the cut? Coming up next, straight ahead.